giant rats called Admiral Whiskers, huge cockroaches called Ezekiel, thinking they're God sent. Thank you for tuning in to BVA. I'm your host Jamari, and I'm breaking down the season finale of Doom Patrol. But before I get into the video, I want to warn you guys, there's going to be huge spoilers for the season. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. Like Mr. Nobody has been terrifically narrating all season, through the white space, we now know what that is exactly because of Flex Mentallo, who was kind of a wasted story arc, I feel like, throughout this season, but whatever. He got the Doom Patrol to all get to the white space once they were all finally able to come together. Yes, I do mean they all came together. But they come to the aid of the chief, who needs their help, and it's not just the chief. Danny the Street sent a distress signal to the Doom Patrol, which is why they came back to the mansion. And if you guys remember Danny the Street, yes, it's literally a block that's alive. I can't make this shit up. Yeah, they're really crazy with a lot of the stuff they do. If you guys remember the introductory episode of Danny the Street, you saw how fantastic and free that this place was. You were invited to be your own person. It was a place where you can come and escape. This is actually where the Beard Hunter went. The Beard Hunter came to Danny the Street. Not this guy here. This was from a different storyline. But the Beard Hunter, who is this guy right here fighting Cyborg, went to Danny the Street in search of the chief. And if you remember, when he absorbs your beard's essence, he knows everything about you. So when he did absorb the chief's essence, he learned about the chief's daughter. And Mr. Nobody exploited that. Not going to get into it entirely, but if you guys know, Mr. Nobody was able to get Danny the Street and the Beard Hunter to give up the chief's daughter. And that leads us back to the season finale, where Mr. Nobody has teamed up with Admiral Whiskers and Ezekiel the cockroach, and they're actually at Danny the Street. So with the Doom Patrol with the chief, they hate the chief for the things that he did to them last episode, being responsible for everything. But for Danny and for the daughter, they go to Danny the Street. And as you can see, things are a lot different. Mr. Nobody is actually hiding out because he decided to trust a rat and a cockroach. And now they're both giant and turn their backs on him. So that's completely his fault. But now he has to work with the Doom Patrol to stop what he just did. And when they first come to Danny the Street, it's hilarious because Cliff Steele is actually eaten by Admiral Whiskers. So yeah, there was that. That does cause a bit of a problem. You got Cliff being eaten by Admiral Whiskers. Crazy Jane is on her mission to get the chief's daughter. You have Rita having drinks with Mr. Nobody and telling him that it's not too late to change his path. And then Mr. Negative is working on opening up a portal that will take them away from Danny the Street once it's time for them to, with the help of his alter ego or inner persona or whatever's inside of his body. And then we have Cyborg getting eaten by Ezekiel the cockroach because, yeah, of course, Cliff's already been eaten, so why not? But no, this is actually the plan for the whole Doom Patrol to be eaten by Ezekiel the cockroach. But here we get Crazy Jane, who finds the chief's daughter, and we find out that the way to connect to her is singing a song that the chief used to sing to his daughter and sing to Baby Doll, one of Crazy Jane's personalities. The chief comes up behind her while she's singing it. It's this beautiful little moment. There's this light from the door, but back to everything else. So they get the daughter and they get eaten by the cockroach. But they got to get Cliff, who's eaten by Admiral Whiskers. So Mr. Nobody begins to narrate, and we think we're about to see this kaiju battle, and then they just start making out. And I mean rat tongue and cockroach mouth making out. don't know what the writers were thinking. I don't know what they were high on, but yeah, this is how Cliff jumped from Admiral Whisker's mouth into Ezekiel's cockroach mouth. Yes, this is exactly what happened. But then there's an atomic bomb that goes off. Of course, cockroaches survived this, so they didn't die being inside the body. But this is where Mr. Nobody and the Beard Hunter start to think, well, we're not inside the cockroach. What's going to happen to us? And as you see, the picture of Danny the Street turns into this blank picture with just the Beard Hunter and just Mr. Nobody left on it. So I do think they are still around, and there's more to do with them in a future season. But we then get this scene where they cut open Ezekiel the cockroach. Cyborg blasts a laser cannon right through him. They all walk out of him. This is where we get the revelation of Dorothy from Wonderland, or at least that's what I thought when I saw the Chief's daughter. Apparently she's got like some Jean Grey type stuff going on, where she's like the most powerful metahuman. I'm not going to say mutant. That's more Marvel style, and this is a DC show and a DC property. So probably the most powerful metahuman, or one of the most powerful metahumans. We don't get much about her. It's just kind of leaving us on a soft cliffhanger for next year and next season, which I'm extremely excited. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed Doom Patrol like me and Mr. Nobody have. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell for notifications.